Hey y'all, so I'm making this video to be 110% raw with you guys. I'm not making this for people to feel bad for me or feel sorry. I am making it because society today tends to put this stigma on talking about heartbreak as if we talk about it, that we're going through it, we're weak, and we just don't want to show that we're hurt and emotionally going through something. And I want to change that and just be raw and share my feelings and experience. And yeah, I don't know why we tend to brush off a good relationship that has ended and say it as, oh, whatever, I deserve something better anyways, or it's fine, I'm good. And like, when you're really not, and just don't think it's healthy. And yeah, I want to share it with you, and I think it is completely and 110% okay to talk about. As you will probably notice, this is not a video of me trashing the other person, because you'll realize that is the complete opposite of what I think about him and not my intentions at all. It's just to be open, honest, and raw. So it's kind of hard to talk about it without like somebody asking me questions, because I don't really know where to start, because I feel like there's just a lot to it. Emotionally, it's just a whole heck of a lot. Heartbreak is fucking hard. It's not easy. For me, and I think for a lot of people, it is an emotional roller coaster. For example, like some days I feel fucking good, and then some days I just can't help to get it off of my mind. And I went through the period of crying a lot and, you know, not feeling confident in myself and just missing every single thing. And then some days it's like, wow, today's a good day. It's just emotionally taxing when you really, really love someone and, you know, things don't end up the way that you planned. And it's just, you're adjusting to a whole new lifestyle, to no longer having access to talk to a person who's become, whether it's like your best friend or they've become your confidant, and, you know, always consistently talking to them, and then it just stops. So it's like a whole new lifestyle kind of that you have to get used to in a way. And it became more difficult because I think, in a sense, I let it affect me mentally when everybody basically that we hung around was like, oh my god, you guys are the perfect couple, or you can see how much you love each other, goals, blah blah blah. And I let that affect me in a harsh way when things ended, because then that's what I kept thinking about when things stopped with us, and that's not something I should have focused on. I definitely believed all of those things when we were in a relationship, because if you ask anybody, I was definitely head over heels and loved this person very, very much, and wanted, and I agreed to, you know, or I agreed with these people, and I was like, yeah, like, we are great together. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. And it just felt good to, like, I guess have people see how much I enjoyed my relationship. And I'm not afraid to say it or be ashamed of it. I did see a longer term relationship with him, or wanted a longer term relationship with him. But when another person in a relationship does not want to continue to make memories with you, as sad as that sounds, when another person just doesn't want to make more memories with you and share certain things with you, you can't be the only one fighting for it in a relationship, because it just won't work. So that's kind of what made it a bit easier on my end to accept the reality of going separate ways and agreeing on it, because at that point you just realize things aren't the same in a relationship, and being aware of that, I think definitely helped. Still didn't, you know, take away all the pain of a heartbreak, and I don't think that it should have, because I think it's very important to feel the feels of a heartbreak and why you're feeling them and all those certain things. Yeah, so when you're in a relationship, it's It's not gonna work if the effort between people is uneven or if it's even at 50-50 from each person. I believe that the relationship of two people should be 100% and 100% effort both ways, and that's how two people grow together and make beautiful, long-lasting memories and all that good jazz. And when both people are not putting in 100% and are not willing to put in 100%, things will not work out, and it's best to go separate ways at that point. And my feelings towards him are the complete opposite of harsh. As I wrote in like my Instagram post that relates to this video, is I wish him the absolute best in every single thing that he does, because he's very talented and has a big heart. I want to see him grow and succeed and flourish in everything that he tries to achieve. But of course, I think things in the relationship could have been dealt with differently, but it doesn't leave any bad feelings or trash talk on my end. I don't think though that I have closure at all, because I don't really have a specific reason or know why things ended the way that they did, or why we no longer wanted the same things in the relationship. And at this point, I don't think I really want to know. Maybe this video is my closure in a way. And I am posting it because I want people, like I said earlier, to understand it's okay to talk about these things, but maybe somebody will relate to this post or find something helpful from it, or this video, whatever. And I am extremely grateful for the time that we had together, the good and the bad, because each and every moment I learned something about myself. I learned something about him as a human being, and it allowed me to learn and kind of understand a bit more on what I believe love is and what I believe love isn't. And just, I'm grateful for it, because it was filled with good times, and it was also filled with a learning experience and understanding more of my emotions and how I'm feeling and dealing with another person in this situation. And I had someone ask me why I liked one of his Instagram posts after we ended our relationship. And I just, like I said, there's no resentment, and I believe and support in his craft and what he wants to share and, you know, his ideas. So of course I'm not gonna stop becoming a supporter of him once things end, or believing in his things. And then I've had people also ask me like, oh, why don't you just block him or unfollow him? And I just don't think that's necessary for me to move on. And I want to see him grow and flourish, and, you know, hope that he achieves everything, like I said. And yeah, I just don't think that it's necessary on my part. But other people may deal with heartbreak in that sense. Like, they can't, you know, look at that person's social media or look at those texts and have to delete all of them. And that's 110% okay if that's how you deal with it and that's how it's going to help you to move on. At this point, I just don't think that's something that I personally have to do, as I still want to support him in any way that I can. I have sat here and talked about my feelings about the relationship and about him a whole heck of a lot. But my feelings about myself at first were very harsh. The initial thought was, why am I not good enough? What is it about me as a person that you don't like? That sort of thing. And that stems from, and sometimes I still think that, but when it first happened, I was like distraught over it. And I just immediately kept thinking like, I'm not good enough. Why am I not good enough? And it's because So when I love somebody, when I first like start, I'm kind of very shy, put off, I guard myself. But then once I get past that point, I fucking love abundantly, and I'm not ashamed of that. I am very proud of it. It is so good to love with all of your heart. But then I had that thought of like, okay, I'm loving so much abundantly. I'm giving you something that is so fragile and so meaningful, and it's not good enough, or you don't want it. And that's where that thought came from of like, I'm giving you something that means a whole heck of a lot, and it's not what you want, so why is that? But I also don't think that's also another way to properly process it. Like I said, people just receive and accept love differently, and not the way that you love somebody is the way that they want to be loved, or the way that somebody loves you is the way that you want to be loved. And that's okay, and that's how we learn what love is and what love isn't. Just some great friends and family who've helped me through it that I could, not think enough and be more grateful for, because, you do feel alone through heartbreak sometimes, but the more that you don't feel alone, the better it is. And, I think the easier and more helpful, I guess, it is to recover from it. Yes, I couldn't be more grateful for those people and helping me not only realize like my worth, but realize it's going to take time. There is no book that's going to tell you, okay, you're going to stop feeling this way at this day, at this time. It just takes time, your own time, and it's so important to feel the feels of heartbreak, but to not wallow in it, not make you, not want to love again, or harden yourself and think bad things about the other person when you don't need to. And just take it, feel it, accept it, and if you can't do anything about it, move on, and it just takes time. But besides that super long talk of heartbreak, life has been crazy. I've just been focusing a lot on, of course, work. I work a heck of a lot, kind of like 4 jobs. And I have been doing a lot of adventuring, so like hiking, going into caves, which is super fucking rad. I only did that once so far, and it was just so cool. Going into caves, doing more classes, taking some yoga classes, meeting new people through my work or through my friends' friends and my roommates, and going on trips, camping, and things like that to, really soak up the life that I'm living here and enjoy every moment of it that I can. Making new travel plans, taking some travels during the summer, probably during the fall, a Midwest road trip with a friend, going to see some states and things that I haven't yet, and just exploring where I'm at and never stop learning and growing. And there's a bunch of people here that I have met who have a growth mindset, and it's so fucking refreshing. And surrounding myself with them and continue to learn, to grow in different areas of life and experience new things. Yeah, sorry this was like kind of all over the place. And thank you for watching and your support and all your love. That's about it. I don't really know anything else to say. Should just keep it at that. Thank you. Thank you. Love you.